Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims 4 info/thoughts video. So the Sims 4 Vampires game pack is officially official, and I'm so excited for this. They put out a trailer, a blog, and there's some stuff to go through from the Sim Gurus as well. So let's get started. So overall, I think this game pack looks really impressive. The vampires definitely look like a clear advancement over their previous iterations, and the new world looks really good as well. For quite a while I've been wanting to create more weirder stories within The Sims 4. It was such a big part of the marketing for The Sims 4 when they were advertising the base game, and now I can finally add more onto that. I'm still amazed by that scene right there with the whole superpower beatdown. Like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to actually do that in my game. And of course, having a new woohoo spot is always nice. So let's get to the new information that was revealed in the blog post. This blog post was pretty informative, so let's start from the beginning. Vampires have different needs from regular Sims, as vampires in this pack focus on gaining enough plasma, powers, and sleep. So plasma sounds like it'll be very similar to The Sims 3 Late Night, where you could drink plasma from a juice box or grow plasma fruit, which is more satisfying. Of course, you can also drain plasma from human Sims, either by sneaking up on them while they sleep, or just ask politely. They do briefly confirm that vampires can have a variety of different special powers, but they're waiting a little bit longer to go into more detail. However, I took the "What kind of vampire are you" quiz that they promote at the end of the trailer, and I think the superpower part of the quiz gives some of, if not all of, the actual powers in the game. So we have super strength, being irresistible, immortality, turning into a bat, and a restful sleep. I pretty much expected all of those, but they all sound pretty exciting to me as well. Especially turning into a bat, that's actually the one that I ended up choosing. Hopefully there are more powers than that, but still, I'm intrigued. By the way, in case you're curious, I got Rebellious Vampire as my result. That's kind of odd. I don't really consider myself rebellious, except for maybe my taste in rock music. Oh, and I almost forgot to point this out, but the vampire on the left side, his plumb bob has a ring around it with a bat. So I guess all occults with the exception of ghosts are supposed to have that special ring around their plumb bob to distinguish them as occults. So that should be interesting to see what they'll do with future ones. But anyways, enough of playing The Sims 4 get sidetracked. Let's get back to the blog now. So the blog also says that vampires can have two forms, regular and dark, and if you have both, then your sim can spin into the dark form to perform vampire actions. They have their own creepy walk style, which I'm pretty sure is shown at this part of the trailer. Really reminds me a lot of The Sims 2. And we probably shouldn't leave them out in the sunlight too long for what I think is pretty obvious reasons. Then we get into new Create a Sim options. There's glowing eyes, creepy eye sockets, washed out skin tones, eyebrows, and more. Also, if you want to keep the same outfit for both normal and dark forms, there's a button to easily copy between them. I'm really glad they thought of that. It sounds really intuitive. Then they talk a little bit about vampire genetics. So, Sims can be born vampires, but their powers don't actually manifest until they become teenagers. Once they become teens, they'll also stop naturally aging up, but you can still use the birthday cake to age them up into adults. And then we get more information about the new world, Forgotten Hollow. So no, it's not a hidden world. It's actually a place that we can live in, just like Willow Creek or any other normal Sims 4 homeworld. And this world is one neighborhood with 5 lots. So think Magnolia Promenade from Get to Work, except a little bit bigger. And that's totally fine with me. I mean, this is a game pack. This is not a full expansion pack. I was not expecting this new world to be like the size of Windenburg or something like that. That would have been expecting too much. What I find interesting is that they are adding a new lot trait that will attract vampires to your house more often. And vampires can appear outside of Forgotten Hollow, but not as often. Now this is where things start to get a little iffy for me. Like, I think that's fine for vampires because, well, if you don't want vampires in your game, just skip over the game pack and it doesn't look like you're gonna really miss much else at all except for the pipe organ and the gothic furniture if you really want that. But with aliens, oh, well, I don't know, because, I mean, a lot of people have Get to Work, but not everybody wants aliens in their game, so I think they really should still have on-off switches for the different occults, just like they did in The Sims 3. One little interesting bit that's mentioned in the last part is that the organ is actually its own skill. I'm surprised by this. I thought it was just going to be lumped in with the piano skill, just like the keyboard in City Living was. Alright, so let's go through some of the new tidbits that we learned from SimGuru Ninja and SimGuru Megs. So one thing I was wondering before this game pack was announced was if plasma were in the game, if we could put it on restaurant menus with Dine Out. And yes, turns out we can, so that definitely opens the door for vampire-themed restaurants. Another way that the Vampires game pack integrates with other packs is that you can have vampire clubs if you own Get Together. When it comes to vampire romance, yes, they can woohoo in the coffins, but there is at least one other really cool romance option that has not been announced yet. Really looking forward to finding out what those are. One bit of bad news is that while there are areas that look like cemeteries in Forgotten Hollow, there is no actual cemetery venue. Oh, well, I definitely felt like there was going to be graveyards for sure, but yeah, that's kind of annoying. Although there are still opportunities, I think, for graveyards to be included in future updates or expansion packs. So I'm not as mad about this as, say, compared to when I learned that apartments cannot be built from the ground up in City Living. In the case of the apartments, well, we're probably never going to get apartments again in The Sims 4. Maybe they'll change things up a bit with dorms in a university expansion, but I'm not holding my breath for that. I think there's still going to be loading screens between dorms. But yeah, like I think they could still bring in graveyards for free, and maybe they could still put in graveyards if they do a supernatural expansion pack. I think that's still going to happen. I think this game pack is just a tease for the future and just to help tide us over. Another thing I'm slightly disappointed with is that there are no hybrids. If aliens and vampires have a baby together, it'll be one or the other. And the thing is, like, I've heard that with The Sims 4, the genetics is basically on the same level of The Sims 3's. It's just not as good as The Sims 2. So, yeah, I mean, I know in The Sims 3, aliens can have hybrids with human Sims, but other than that, Sims 3 didn't have hybrids, so yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just one thing you have to hope for The Sims 5. One nice thing that they did with Forgotten Hollow is that there is one empty lot. I don't know what I'm going to put there yet, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what people are going to put up in the gallery once this game pack is out. One other thing that SimGuru Ninja confirmed is that vampire babies have a new bassinet for them. Really looking forward to seeing what that looks like. I'm sure it'll be very cute, but also dark at the same time. Also, it looks to be confirmed is a plasma tree, so I guess this is how you grow plasma fruit instead of like the smaller plant in The Sims 3. In addition, a little further down the conversation, he says, at least that isn't the fish. So, are we getting vampire fish back? I'm guessing that's what it is. Something I find very interesting is that the fight scene from the Vampires trailer was only a friendly version of it. What? You're telling me this right here is friendly? Wow, okay. I'm really excited to see what the real, like, aggressive fighting is. It must be really, really fierce. One thing that SimGuru Megs confirmed is that we are not getting a new radio station with this game pack. I'm a little bit disappointed with that because I was hoping we'd get like heavy metal or some kind of hardcore rock genre because The Sims 4 does not really have any of that. So it'd be really nice to get some of that in The Sims. It always seems to take a long time for rock music to make its way into every Sims game. One last thing is that we are getting more trailers before the game pack comes out. And I'm just going to answer a question that I'm sure at least a few of you will ask me. Will I do reaction videos for those as well? And I'm leaning more towards no, because honestly, I think that would be really overdoing it and quite frankly, unnecessary. I think doing reaction videos that often might cause a little bit of fatigue in me. I might make some exceptions when I get like really excited about a future expansion pack that I really want, like seasons or pets, but we'll see what happens. Actually, while I'm at it, I'll answer one more question that I'm sure will be asked quite a bit as well. Will I be doing a review on this game pack? The answer to that question is both yes and no, because with both game packs and expansion packs, I treat my Let's Plays for those as extended reviews. With the game packs, I do mini-series in particular, because, yeah, those don't really have enough in them to last 20 parts, unless I get proven wrong. I mean, I was with Roaring Heights when I did that Sims 3 Let's Play. That ended up being really long. But yeah, that's basically your answer right there. And for stuff packs, I do reviews, but they're more like overviews. It's not like an editorial 1 or 2 minute review. So what I plan on doing for my Vampires miniseries is that I'll be making a deep cut into the history of my channel. I'll be bringing back Sims for my Midnight Hollow miniseries, because I had 2 vampires there, Sebastian, as well as his child Nolan, who's also a vampire. I plan on bringing back the pre-made Sim Nadia Cho as well, since Sebastian married her at the end of the series, so the Vampires miniseries is going to continue off of that. Elena will return separately, hopefully, whenever witches will be brought back in The Sims 4. And that wraps up another Sims 4 info/thoughts video, so let me know what you think of The Sims 4 Vampires in the comments section below. Overall, I am really excited for this. It is a little bit disappointing, some of the things that are not in it, like the graveyards and lack of radio stations, but still, like, I think this is going to be like just as good as all the previous game packs, if not better. Plus, the vampires just look really cool, and with the powers, I think they're just going to be way better in their own pack than they would have been if they had been put into an expansion pack. Alright, I will talk to you guys later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!